Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Monday Night Raw review on Monday, June 21st, 2021. Hope you guys had a good Monday after Hell in a Cell before what we saw tonight. And boy, oh boy, it was another bad show on Monday night. But I'm going to get into the positive again before we dive into everything. Well, I'm actually going to work things a little bit differently here tonight than I do on most nights. You guys see the main thumbnail, the title, women's wrestling, not just on Raw, but in WWE. Women's wrestling is dead in WWE, not including NXT. I'm not going to include NXT in that because I enjoy women's wrestling in NXT. But women's wrestling on Monday Night Raw, women's wrestling on SmackDown is dead. It is absolutely ruined. They've ruined it for months and months and months to the point where I wasn't really necessarily a diehard wrestling fan in the Divas era. So as a hardcore wrestling fan, and the years I've been a hardcore wrestling fan, this is the worst I think I've ever seen women's wrestling in the WWE. And that's facts. If you guys don't want to admit it, that's fine by you, but that's facts. That is absolute facts. But thank you for joining me here tonight. The way we're going to work things is we're going to talk about the women's stuff all in one segment because I got a lot to say about that. I'm not necessarily going to rant, raise my voice, yell, and scream. But I've got a lot to get off my chest about women's wrestling in WWE, man. On Monday Night Raw in particular. If you just look at the women's roster on Monday Night Raw and everything that is going on with women and on Monday Night Raw, it's rough. It's really, 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 really rough for WWE. Imagine when Io Shirai, Shotzi Blackheart, Dakota Kai, Candice LeRae, Mercedes Martinez. Imagine when those women get called up. What's Vince McMahon going to do to them? What's Vince McMahon going to do to Io Shirai? One of the best, in my opinion, the best women's wrestler in the entire world. It's disgraceful. I got a lot more to say about it. So we're going to talk about that in one segment, and we're going to talk about the men's Money in the Bank in one segment, and then we're going to talk about everything with the New Day and Bobby Lashley in one segment. So that's the way tonight's show will go here on the channel. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Gotta thank you guys as well, man. Holy moly. Did we do excellent for the Hell in a Cell review last night on the channel. It's been up for 23 hours. We gained 4 new subscribers. Excuse me. And for the exact number of views, we got 1,000, as of right now, 1,196 views on the Hell in a Cell review last night. That is the highest wrestling viewed video I have ever done on the Big Fight Field channel. So I got to give a round of applause to everybody who checked out last night's review, man. Absolutely, I was blown away. Went to bed with 113 views in 1 hour. Woke up this morning and it was at 700 views, and now we're well over 1,000. I was blown away, man. So that is unbelievable. Thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate it. We absolutely killed it here on the Big Fight Field channel last night for an average pay-per-view Hell in a Cell. And we got more Hell in a Cell tonight, which we are going to get into right now, because the opening segment was the VIP lounge with Bobby Lashley and MVP and the Bobby Lashley's women, which was interrupted by the New Day. They congratulated Bobby Lashley, and then we all knew where this was going. We all knew where this was going. This was going to go to a one-on-one match being made for Money in the Bank between Kofi Kingston and Bobby Lashley. I actually thought they were going to wait a couple weeks to maybe announce this match, but that wasn't really the case. And, they went ahead and announced it tonight. For Money in the Bank, that it would be Kofi Kingston versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship, which Bobby Lashley accepted. And then he challenged Xavier Woods to a match tonight because the match at Money in the Bank needs to be fair. So then Xavier Woods accepted, and he cut a promo of being underestimated. You're not the only one who's underestimated me. And he said, what about if we do this? He looked up, and he said, inside Hell in a Cell. So the main event tonight was Xavier Woods versus Bobby Lashley in a Hell in a Cell match. Now, why were these two fighting inside of Hell in a Cell tonight? It's very obvious, folks. Very, very obvious. If you read the rumors, if you read the news, USA Network was very unhappy that Fox got a Hell in a Cell match on free television, and they didn't. So they probably begged Vince McMahon for a Hell in a Cell match. They begged upper management for a Hell in a Cell match, and USA was being a bunch of babies because they didn't get a Hell in a Cell match, and they gave it to them. Didn't matter what match it was, they just wanted a Hell in a Cell match. So USA got their match. Xavier Woods versus Bobby Lashley in tonight's main event for Hell in a Cell, which we're going to talk about next. And to be honest with you, this was actually an enjoyable segment. I don't know the last time I actually enjoyed an opening to Monday Night Raw, but as good as the first 30 minutes was, it didn't really matter at the end of the night because the show was absolutely trash. It was trash. Then the main event, we're going all the way to the main event in the order I said. Xavier Woods versus Bobby Lashley. This was very, very standard. It felt like the cell was just there. It felt really unnecessary. The match wasn't bad. I couldn't care for the match at all. I really had no care for this match whatsoever. The cell was there. They used the cell for a little bit. They used one chair, one table, one kendo stick. That was it. How fun's that? How fun is that? We've seen 4 Hell in a Cell matches in the last 3 shows. So that was your final Hell in a Cell matches if we didn't get enough already on Friday and last night at the pay-per-view. We had to get another one tonight. We just had to get another Hell in a Cell match in tonight because USA Network wanted one. You couldn't make them unhappy, which, I mean, I understand. It's business. You know, I'm not going to complain about that. But This match felt really unnecessary. Bobby Lashley obviously won after Xavier Woods tapped out to the Hurt Lock. And then after the match, MVP locked himself into the Hell in a Cell like he did last night. So Kofi couldn't get in there. Bobby Lashley put the Hurt Lock in Xavier Woods where Kofi was outside locked in the cell. And Kofi was yelling, "Let him go! Let him go!" to end the show. So Xavier Woods, I don't know if this is him being written off television for a little bit, but we will just have to wait and see. So that was that. That was the main event. Very, very average main event. Wasn't bad, but it was very hard to get into. So that was your main event with Xavier Woods and Bobby Lashley. As far as the Money in the Bank qualifying matches go, the match of the night was no doubt Matt Riddle versus Drew McIntyre. That was a really good match. Really good, hard-hitting match. Drew McIntyre, man, gotta give it up to the guy. He is an absolute workhorse. He's a beast. He just went through a physical Hell in a Cell match with Bobby Lashley where he still had marks on his back tonight, and then 24 hours later, he goes into another physical matchup against Matt Riddle, where that was by far the best match of the entire night. And, I was quite surprised. The qualifying matches were Ricochet and AJ Styles, John Morrison and Randy Orton, and Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre. I legit thought the winners were going to be AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre. As a matter of fact, it was the complete opposite. The winners were Ricochet, John Morrison, and Matt Riddle, which I actually like. I like that they went different. They put new guys in big matches. But let's talk about it one by one. Ricochet defeated AJ Styles. Decent match. Not bad. Viking Raiders got involved. Omos attacked them. Omos was going to set them through the barricade. They stepped aside. Omos ran through the barricade. Distracted AJ Styles. Ricochet hit a code breaker in midair. They didn't say it was a code breaker because God forbid they say Chris Jericho's finisher. He had a code breaker in midair and he beat Styles. So Ricochet's in money. Listen, I'm happy for Ricochet. He's getting a big opportunity to show what he can do in this match. He was great in the 2019 ladder match. But there's absolutely no reason why I should care for Ricochet being in this match, or I think Ricochet has a chance of winning this ladder match. Do I think Ricochet has a chance? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This man has not been taken serious by creative whatsoever. He's in 50-50 booked matches all the time, 50-50 booked feuds all the time, and he has no credibility. They don't push this guy. They have no name, so they got to go to Ricochet. And I'm happy he's getting the spot, but I'm sorry, he stands no chance. Ricochet has no chance of winning the Money in the Bank. And then you have John Morrison. John Morrison defeated Randy Orton off a little distraction by Riddle. And Morrison beats Randy Orton with Starship Pain. And John Morrison's in Money in the Bank. John Morrison's another one who I really like. He's a great wrestler. If you guys watched his days in Impact Wrestling, you would know what I'm talking about. He is a great professional wrestler. And I'm happy he's in this match. John Morrison's great in ladder matches. I remember the ladder match he had with, I think, Jey Uso and Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania 36 for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. I remember that was a great match. Great match in the Performance Center, PC Mania. It was a great match. He's great in ladder matches as well. There's just no reason as to why I think Morrison he's a threat in this match. He's not. He's been treated as a comedic clown with The Miz. Drip sticks. They got him shooting water guns at his opponents. And now he's at Money in the Bank. And just like Ricochet, I'm glad he's in the match. But he's got no chance of winning. No chance. And there's no reason to think you should think he's going to win. And then the final one, Matt Riddle. He actually defeated Drew McIntyre clean. Drew McIntyre got rolled up 2 nights in a row. So it looks like Drew McIntyre cannot solve the old simple roll-up. Can't solve it. But three hours of Monday Night Raw really does make you tired, man. But Riddle wins, which I'm a fan of. This would have made no sense. No sense if Drew McIntyre had won this. You want to know why? Because the stipulation with the Hell in a Cell last night was if Drew wins, Drew could never challenge for the WWE Championship as long as Bobby Lashley is the champion. And they put Drew in a Money in the Bank qualifying match the night after, which, if you win the qualifier, you have a chance to go into a ladder match, and if you win the contract, you got a guaranteed shot at the WWE title. So it would have looked really, it would have been very logical if Drew McIntyre had won the. It'd be very illogical if he didn't win, if he's in Money in the Bank, because then you're telling me, oh, he has a shot now. At Hell in a Cell, the stipulation was, if he loses, he can't challenge for the title again. And if you put him in this match, he has a chance to challenge for the title again, which is very, very stupid. And I'm glad Riddle won. Now, next week, we're getting a last chance qualifier with the 3 guys that lost, which I hate. They lost their matches. They should not get another chance in the Money in the Bank qualifying match. It's very, very stupid. The match next week is Orton, McIntyre, and Styles. So what's going to happen? Well, let me tell you what's going to happen. Earlier tonight, there was a segment backstage with Jinder Mahal, Jeff Hardy, Cedric Alexander, and Sheamus as to why they weren't in qualifying matches for Money in the Bank. Jinder Mahal said Drew McIntyre he's stolen about 900 opportunities, something like that, 900 opportunities in the past 2 years. And I haven't gotten one. And I'm a former WWE champion. The modern day Maharaj. Don't miss that. And he says, I'm going to take someone out for not getting the opportunity. So he teased that he's going to take someone out. So what I think is going to happen is next week, Drew is going to get taken out backstage. We're not going to know by who. They're going to make it a mystery as to who attacked Drew McIntyre. It's going to be Styles versus Orton, and Orton will be in that ladder match with his partner, Matt Riddle, RK Bro. That's exactly what's going to happen. You can count me on that. And if I'm wrong, I will gladly come on here next week and say I was wrong. I will gladly do that. So we'll see what happens. But once again, for the men's, we got Ricochet, Morrison, Matt Riddle. And then, you guys see it by the thumbnail. You guys see it by the title. I tweeted it out. Once Nikki Cross did her backstage interview and she was revealed her new gimmick. She's literally Wonder Woman. She is literally a Walmart version of Wonder Woman now. So they build off wins for Nikki Cross. Wins, okay? She didn't really win. She passed 2 minutes. She says she beat the Raw Women's Champion. She beat Charlotte. Now it's in the spirit. And she's backstage. And she says, this embodies what we all have inside of us. Our spirit. And this, ladies and gentlemen, you see it by the thumbnail. I'll show it to you again. This is Nikki Cross. This is Nikki Cross. On Monday night. This might as well be the first thing I talk about because, my God, she was been ruined. But she's finished. She's finished. You know exactly what's going to happen with this gimmick. People online were actually saying that she's going to get over. No, she's not. She's not going to get over. You know what's going to happen? She's going to be on television for 4 weeks. Vince McMahon's going to get a kick out of it. He's going to laugh. Ah, ha, ha, ha. This is funny. Ha, ha, ha. And then you know exactly what's going to happen. He's going to get bored. He's going to bury her. And she's going to go right back to where she was before she started to get TV time, which is catering. That's exactly what's going to happen. This is embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. She looks like a cartoon character on the Cartoon Network that you would wake up Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to watch. That's literally what she looks like. A Walmart version of Wonder Woman. She went from this chaotic, unpredictable, violent, crazy woman in NXT, bringing Asuka to the brink of defeat in the last man standing, in the last woman standing match on NXT TV. That match was freaking amazing. That Nikki Cross was amazing in NXT. So she goes from that to teaming up with Alexa Bliss, which immediately killed her because she started to act like Alexa Bliss. Then they broke up the tag team. She went right to catering. She comes back. She does this beat the clock with Charlotte and Rhea. And now they have this. Apparently, rumors has it that this was her idea. I call bullshit. That was her idea. Unless I hear something from Mike Johnson, or I hear something, or read something from Mike Johnson, read something from Dave Meltzer, read something from Andrew Zarian. I I don't believe that story whatsoever. But man, you have made this embarrassing to be a wrestling fan. Absolutely embarrassing. Her, and I'm not even going to talk about, why would I waste my time talking about the matches when the matches were trash for the women? They were trash. Everything women's wrestling on Monday Night Raw is trash. And I'm not doing that to be disrespectful. I'm just doing it because it's the truth. It's facts. This whole thing with Nikki Cross is trash. She will be on television. I give her, she's in the Money in the Bank ladder match, so I give her until Money in the Bank. Okay? I give this until Money in the Bank. After Money in the Bank, Vince McMahon will get bored. He's going to decide, you know what? I'm done. Time to bury her. And goodbye. Off to catering. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What do I want to talk about next? I guess we'll talk about the other qualifying match. I was scared to death about this one. Asuka and Naomi versus Eva Marie. And what the graphics said, okay, even more disrespect to Piper Niven. The graphic for tonight's match said Asuka and Naomi versus Eva Marie and her partner. How disrespectful can you possibly be by that? How disrespectful is that, man? Ridiculous. And then they have a backstage interview where Eva is talking about her win last week and all of this crap. Ridiculous. She's talking about her nails. Great. Same gimmick. Went before she left WWE, which is refusing to wrestle at whatever means necessary, wardrobe malfunctions, colds. Absolutely ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. This is what we released Mickie James for. Ruby Riott. I did not like them at all, but I'm going to mention them. The Iconics, who had a big fan base. This is what you released them for. For this. And the rumor's true. The rumor was true. WWE made a trademark for the name Doudrop. And that's what they're calling Piper Niven now. And what was bad, what was even worse about this backstage interview is that when the announcer said, "Who's this? What's your name?" Piper Niven was about to say, "My name's..." You heard her lips. She said Piper. But Eva Marie stopped her and she said, "This is Doudrop." And Piper Niven did not look happy. She did not look happy whatsoever, man. And then what happened in the match? Eva Marie immediately tags into her, has her do the dirty work while she just stands on the outside floor. Then she sees that her opponent is beat up. She tags in Doudrop, or Piper Niven. I'm sorry. She tags in Piper Niven and makes the cover. And she's like, "What do I do?" She kicked out. And she extends her arm for the tag. And Doudrop, I'm sorry, Piper Niven. Her name's not Doudrop, it's Piper Niven. She goes to the outside. And she leaves Eva Marie, and she gets pinned. So, Eva Marie loses in her second week on Raw. I don't care. I don't care about Eva Marie. You can bury her as much as I don't care. No one likes her. No one wants to see her on television. Wow. She can go back to being on she can go be on Big Brother for all I care about. But I just want to read the definition of how offensive this is to Piper Niven. They'd rather, upper management would rather make fun of this poor woman for her size and for her looks than to focus on what she can do in the ring, what she can do to her opponents. Let me read you this definition. The definition of dewdrop, according to Urban Dictionary, referring to women who are sexually or romantically attracted to other women, applies to both lesbians and bisexual women, as it is. So, that's the definition of the name. So you'd rather focus on her size, her looks, body shaming her. On Pride Month, of all months, on Pride Month in June. It's not a good look for a company who's supposed to be the top wrestling company in the world. I'm sorry. It's just not a good look at all. I'm done talking about this Eva Marie bullshit. Thank God Asuka and Naomi won, because if Eva and Piper had won, I would have lost it. I was ecstatic to see that they lost. And then finally, what can I even say? What can I even say about this? We're getting Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the 567th time at Money in the Bank. Feud's not over. The feud is not over. I don't even know what to say. Who am I supposed to cheer for? They were booing sound effects in the Thunderdome for when Rhea Ripley came out. She is talking like a heel. Charlotte Flair was out there talking like a heel. With WWE's creativity and WWE's booking, a heel versus heel feud does not work. Just doesn't work. One week Rhea goes face, the next week she goes heel. Where's this woman's identity? Why have you changed everything about her? I don't care if she's the Raw Women's Championship. You can burn that title for all I care. Why have you changed this woman? Just the way she carries herself. I mentioned this, I think, last night or on the Hell in a Cell preview predictions. One of them. Just the way she carries herself, I don't like. I don't like the way she carries herself to the ring. I don't like her presence. I mean, let me take that back. I don't like her presentation as I did in NXT. That sounds much better. I don't like the presentation. She has no color. All black everything, black lips, black eyebrows, black wrestling gear. Her promos suck. She has no personality like she did in NXT. Everything about Rhea Ripley is gone. And guess what? Good job, WWE. Everybody hates her now. How can you take somebody like Rhea Ripley, who in December 18th of 2019 had Full Sail University in the middle of the ring, carrying her around when she defeated Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. Then she was the hottest woman in all of professional wrestling. You look at June 21st of 2021. She is one of the most hated women's wrestlers in the WWE. By the way you book her. How are you supposed to know when to cheer, when to boo about her? And for the people who don't know, they're just simply not going to care about her. Because simply, who cares about Rhea Ripley? Charlotte Flair? Don't even get me started on Charlotte Flair, man. Another chance, another opportunity at the championship. I guess all she has to do is say, give me a match. Give me a rematch. And boom. You got it. Ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard, Kevin Dunn hate women's wrestling. All of them hate women's wrestling. And Triple H can say, women's wrestling is WWE is the best place for women's wrestling. He could say that all he wants. That's false information. WWE is not the place for women's wrestling. If you're a women's wrestler and you want to go to the WWE, more than likely you're better off just going to NXT. Get an exclusive deal with NXT. I'm done. I am absolutely done. 37 minutes for a Raw review is way too long for me. I'm out. Thank you guys for watching the review. If you have not already, be sure to hit the subscribe button on the channel. Comment down below your thoughts about tonight's Raw review. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me in tonight's review. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Colin_Joseph. Once again, thank you guys so much for over 1,000 views on last night's Hell in a Cell review here on the channel. If you have not already, be sure to go check out that video. And I will see you guys tomorrow night for the NXT review right here on the channel. So have a good night. Stay safe. And as always, man, stay classy.